this is Black History Month, okay? But it is Monday after the Super Bowl. And between reading the books that I'm reading, we just gonna peek the door open. And it's not even for the white people, but it is, because they in Georgia. And I just feel like we should always keep our eyes on Atlanta, please. They're in Georgia and they terrorizing them people. And they asked that man, why was Tulsi Gabbard in Georgia? And he said, oh, bitch, I can't. Every time I think about it, it makes me laugh. He's like, I don't know. it's not even because what can you say? Like, what can you say? What can you say? What do you like? This man, like, I think first and foremost, that is crazy that if you are at our big age, because I'm 52, if you're at our big age and you're not tapped into what's going on in the world in a substantial way, that's I don't know, what is our word for ick or cringe? Like, that's lame, that's boo, like, that's where I'm like, white boys used to be fun, and I feel like something like they're short circuiting, and it's not good, because that man said when he like, these are real people, this is real shit, like, this impacts everything about everything, and obviously you should care about it because it impacts you. I don't know, I care about myself a large amount, so if it impacts me, it's automatically my business, because if you're up here to disturb my peace, that's why you should keep your eyes on Atlanta, because why are they over there? Like, what are they doing? I don't know. There's answers. It's obvious. I don't really care. That's boring nerd shit. No shade, because it is important. But the nitty gritty of it is not what I'm here to do or talk about. Donald Trump is wide open who he is. Like, he's been around forever. We already know he's 10 out of 10, the worst of the worst. Yuck, right? But like, we are like, he kind of slow. And like, the Wayans brothers comedy tropes always included a slow kid, because in real life, we had slow kids in our school. I didn't go to a lot of public schools, so I thought it was fake. And then I went to public school in middle school, and I was like, oh, bitch. But they're just people. They cool as shit, but they like slow kids. And when we're talking about, like, governing, they don't want to, is the point. It's not even that they're not, it's that they don't want to. And we don't want them to, because, hello, look around. And I thought, I was like, that's rude. But then I'm like, no, I'm not, because I don't know the story of John Fetterman, but this is my understanding of the story of John Fetterman. He was like team for the people, and then he got elected, and then he was in a car accident or some sort of accident where he sustained like a brain injury, like a brain injury, like a big deal brain injury. And then he said he changed his whole mind about the world after his brain injury, and now the only time I see him is on Fox News. Like, he's light radio. And he's obviously like, it's so mean. It's funny, but it's mean, because he's like a person. And like, I thought he was on our team. And then the thing is, aren't there rules? Or maybe they're not. And that's part of what we got to be talking about. Like, there's rules about, like, can somebody need to take him out of, like, someone take him home? Like, why are people, like, can the people not extract him from that office and say, this man needs help? I don't know. That's my understanding. So maybe I'm wrong. But he's from Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania. So I'm just inclined to believe if he was voted in and for the people at one point, and then all of a sudden he got a brain injury. I watched Strong Medicine, and the most episodes, like the episodes that always got me were the ones where they had like a tumor, and they were like, this girl was a high school bully, and then she came back, and all of a sudden she's nice to me. I don't trust it. She's crazy. No, she's really tormenting me. Girls are really, really mean. You got to understand. Girls are really, really mean. But we're complex human beings. Okay? Mind your business. Anyways, then the doctor's like, no, I was right. She got a brain tumor. And the brain tumor fundamentally changed their brain. Like, this is a thing that comes up in a lot of books too. I read a lot of romance and all them type of shit books. It must be real if that's the truth. If that happened. I don't know if that actually happened. But if that happened, is somebody going to go get him? Like, hello? Obviously, he's not okay. We can't just... Hello? Can the people not extract their vote? Is that not how it works? I don't know. I'm not really educated, again, in politics in that type of way, because the intricacies are boring and is nerd shit, because all of this stuff is make-believe. It doesn't have to be this way. We can do things a lot simpler, where we're not all sitting up in offices debating and, I don't know, doing paperwork. Do you not understand, like, the immigration crisis? In my brain, I saw it like Gilmore Girls. I love that show so much, because as a child, I was obsessed with high society, because I grew up in New Jersey. So, like, white boys, like, it was because they was white boys, but then it was like the Jewish kids, but I didn't know they was Jewish kids, but I only understood that later because my mom like speaks like Yiddish or says Yiddish words I don't know, and I'm like, where did that come from? And I'm like, oh, the white kids I grew up with were not white kids, they were Jewish. but I didn't realize because that's all I knew. But when I went down south, I met, like I was in a, maybe them. Let me tell you something about them white boys. They a lot of fun, but they different. And I'm like, oh, it's different kinds of white people too. I didn't realize. I thought all white people was the same because that's what I understood that to be. Like whiteness was that, and then blackness was all of this. And so I'm coming to find out all of what's going on. I don't like the story of John Fetterman. Like, is he all right? He's obviously not okay. I was obsessed with high society because I understood there was like different kinds of white people, and the high society white people was different than both the kind of white peoples of the white people in New Jersey, because they were vaguely Middle Eastern. They were vaguely Middle Eastern, but most of them culturally in my neighborhoods were Jewish. And then down in the Dixie, maybe it's North Carolina, there's a different kind of white boy. They was not, you know what I mean? It's the Confederacy. They was the ones who was fighting for what they thought was rightfully theirs, because that's what they was told. And that's fair to some way, to an extent that you were lied to, but you were lied to is the point. Anyways, Gilmore Girls, my favorite thing about Stars Hollow was that the town was silly, but they did talk about things like on a macrocosm level, like when the one Taylor wanted to buy up the town, and they're talking about monopolies and banking, and Luke being this diner owner, those dynamics, like all this stuff was very obvious in the show to me at the time. But anyways, the funny parts were they would be in those town meetings and they would be having these big dramatic witch trials over things like the stop sign. And I just imagine like listening to Fox News, it's like, breaking, we're here to talk to John Fetterman about the immigration crisis. And you understand immigration is paperwork. Like, it's your status, it's your access to these things, and your social security, or you don't get a social security, or your ID, or how you get these state benefits, and that it's just that kind of stuff. When you're literally a kid or a teenager, none of that stuff means anything, because we're all in the same space just learning. Like, to my point of, I didn't know there was different kinds of white boys. Like, again, the first time I see a Mexican kid, I thought it was a person with Down syndrome, because I never seen a Mexican person, but I knew I seen a person with Down syndrome. And so that's just what I thought. But it didn't impact the way I interacted with this person. I only know that because the adults in my arena laughed at it, because it's kind of funny. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny if you imagine your kid coming home and you're like, what are you saying? And then you meet, and then you have this idea in your head about what your kid said. And then you interact with the real life manifestation of that. And you're like, wait, that's what you thought? That's crazy. Like, it's just funny. Anyways, like, that stuff is not important to kids. It's not important. Like, if your argument is ever to care for people, or for kids, or for humanity, or for the greater good, that would include kids, and also the slow kids. Because the thing about the slow kids is they are a marginalized group. They can't always participate in a conversation. Like, sometimes kids can't be in a conversation. Sometimes it's time to phase the elders out because their ideas are antiquated, and we're focusing on building a better world. No shade, obviously. But like, sometimes some conversations are just for some people. Like, the slow kids, they can't be in charge of like the government. And I don't know. I thought white boys were cooler than that. Like, why would y'all do that? Like, why would y'all put the slow kid in charge of the government? You do your plan. A formidable opponent or whatever. Do your plan. But that's your move. That's your strategy. That's cheap, and that's just mean. And then to the other white kids, why y'all don't go help John Fetterman? Like, can't we pull him out of office? Is that not a thing? Am I mistaken? Do our votes and our voices count for anything? No. No. Queer black fam, fuck no. But for y'all, like, don't, like, if he was on our team and then he had a brain injury, don't that mean we can't put the slow kids in charge? Because look what he's doing. He's like, and then that white lady was like, very well said. Like, bitch, you ugly as fuck. You need to stop it. That was the craziest shit I ever seen in my life. No, it's not, because that's how I watch white women talk to black kids, but they're not. The black kids wasn't slow. Like, it's not the kid's fault that you don't understand. I was there. Sometimes I translate it because I'm like, no, you not finna, no, not you. Because no shade. It's just different, because some of the black kids are slow. That's not what I'm saying, but that's not what that was. And that's not what y'all got going on. And that's not, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I thought white boys was cooler than that, or not. No. I never thought white boys was cooler than that. I thought y'all was more fun. That's what I thought. But this isn't fun because it's mean, and it's like interrupting the party. You know what I mean? Like, we could do your plan, but don't do this. Like, this can't be your strategy. And if you can't do your plan without this strategy, then we can't do your plan. But whatever the case may be, fuck no to this. This is rude and this is mean. And that man literally was like, like, what? We're adults. I thought we were adults. Like, I don't know. I thought we were adults. I'm like, when I say I'm so confused, I ain't been outside in a while. I had some business to take care of. But like, I'm back and I'm out here and I'm talking, and I'm just like, oh, the world. I always understood the game. I always understood the mission. I see, like, your prophecy. I read your vision. I understand I understand, and I'm not trying to get in the way because that's y'all's business. However, this is crazy. I don't know. I just had to peep into white people business for a little bit, because Yeah, this is crazy. Yesterday, I had like a blast to my past, and I think that was very fun for me. I needed to reconnect with myself in that way because you can never forget where you come from, and you can never forget who you come from. And all of us, as a collective, united group of millennials, in which I hate to be identified as, because y'all are the lamest bunch. Like, to my point, like, Donald Trump twice? That's crazy. John Fetterman? That's crazy. But I'm gonna go back to minding my business every day, including Wednesday.